Welcome to the TESL Ontario Exchange Video Series, a new video series from TESL Ontario developed by our members for our members. The aim of this monthly series is to provide a bank of short videos from 5 to 50 minutes in length, consisting of teaching gems, tried and true lesson ideas, technology that helps you work more efficiently, and time-saving tips for educators. My name is Leah, and today it gives me great pleasure to introduce our presenter, Jen Artan. Jen is an experienced CLB curriculum writer and presenter. She currently works with Ellie.com, formerly the ESL library, and their amazing team of developers and writers. Jen has been a technology lead instructor with Thames Valley District School Board and a CEI with IWC Hamilton. She's also a mentor trainer with Learn IT to Teach Avenue.ca, a certified Google Educator Level 2, a TESL Ontario webinar presenter, and a Masters of Education graduate from the Ontario Technical University. She likes to keep current on educational technology for adult learners. Today, she will be discussing Classroomscreen.com. Without further ado, let's move over to the presentation. On to you, Jen.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for this opportunity for me to share one of my favorite tools. So I am still teaching online. We just wrapped up last week. Classroomscreen.com is one of the tools that I had on every single evening for my virtual classroom. Now, the reason is that Classroomscreen.com has some widgets and tools. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, but they have a lot of features available for you as a teacher all in one place. And one of the great things about Classroomscreen.com is that it is an open educational resource. Basically, that means it's free, but it's one of those freemiums. So there are some features that are great, but they always offer the option to upsell or to purchase things if you are interested in them. But for the most part, you can get what you need from the free features. So it's classroomscreen.com. That's all you need to type into your browser. I would use Google Chrome as it works best on a Google Chrome. This is the landing page. So when you go to classroomscreen.com, here are the options that you will see in front of you. If I just click on the launch button like so, it will randomly open a page. Now it's going to remember that I have already logged in before and I've created an account. Again, one of the great things about classroomscreen.com is that you don't have to pay with your data. You don't have to create an account if you wanted to. You can go on today, classroomscreen.com, launch it and use it right away. There is no sign up or things of that nature. You can just start using it. Again, great feature of classroomscreen.com. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the widgets and tools that are available for you as a teacher and how you might be using these tools in your virtual classroom or potentially in a face-to-face classroom when you have this projected onto the screen. I could definitely see a use for that as well. I know a lot of our teachers are working. Some of us are face-to-face and some of us are virtual. Some of us are in a hybrid context. So I'll show you how you can make this tool work for you. Again, classroomscreen.com. So this is what happens when you launch. You'll notice at the very top, I'll expand it so I have all of the real estate available for you so you can see everything that I see. At the very top is your home button. I'm going to get there in a moment, but what I want to start off with is the amazing widgets at the very bottom of the screen. So the very bottom of the screen gives you the option to change your background. And there are a number of different great backgrounds you can change. I like this one here. This one actually has a name. This is Proud Patrick. My students like this one as well, and they've actually named him and made him their class was it not the class icon, mascot, their class mascot, and his name was Fred. I don't know why Fred was the name they chose. This is Fred, but you can have fun with it. This is your background, and again, this is Fred. So at the very bottom, there are other backgrounds as well. There's quite a few. There's some that actually have animation. So here's one I also like to use, the campfire background. You can also have like a bubbling creek if that's your thing as well. And maybe a lighthouse. Oh, this is so comforting, but you don't want your students to be distracted either. So let me just pull Fred back up. So there we go. There's our background. Right beside that, you have a random name generator. Now you can cut and paste a list of your student names, which again is really super useful, especially if you're doing a virtual class or an online class. And you know, not all your students show up every day, so you have to make a new list, but that's okay. I'm going to cut and paste and put my names in here. So you might be having your students volunteer for something or to speak or whatever it is you need, and you're going to click choose. And it will pick Selma. Now, if I don't want Selma's name to come up again, once it's already been chosen, I can go into the settings wheel and I can choose remember the chosen student. This means now Selma won't be chosen again. So I'm going to close that up and then choose another student. And the next student to come up will be Marge, and so on and so forth. Super simple to use. Again, this is one of the great things of Classroomscreen.com is its ease of use and usefulness for your particular needs right there. So I'm going to exit out of that. There's also a dice widget. I haven't actually needed to use the dice before, but you might be using the dice for something. And sound, I can turn the sound up or down and change that around if I need to, but I don't need to. So I'm going to go in there. The media is actually another useful feature here. I can actually embed an image if I wanted to on here. I can embed a presentation or even a webcam. So I'm going to minimize this a little bit. I'll show you what that looks like. I can go in and click on YouTube, and I'm going to go to Ellie.com because Ellie.com has got a fantastic series of free videos for teachers as well. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to choose the simple present. I'm going to open up the simple present. I'm going to pause for a moment, right click on it, and I'm going to grab the URL, which I can't see because I'm covered. There we go. I've grabbed the URL. So I'm going to go back into my Classroomscreen.com, into my widget, and I'm going to paste it right here. Control C, Control V, Command C, Command V, depending on what you're using, and hit enter. So there it is. I can grab my sizing handles. I can make it bigger. I can make it smaller. Maybe I've got a series of videos that I'm going to actually be showing throughout the class.
ESL.
There you go. So I'm just going to maybe put 2 or 3 videos along the side. I can organize this however I like. Super simple and super easy to use. I can make this the full screen. And when I'm ready to show this video, I can pull it all apart like so. All right. Now, beside the media, there is a QR code generator. So if I wanted my students to have access to this particular classroom screen, now they won't be able to edit it, but they'll be able to access it and see it by clicking on that QR code. I don't use that very often, but the draw tool is really cool as well. I'm not the greatest of all artists, but maybe I want to do some action words. What's he doing? Nothing. He's supposed to be dancing, but you can't really tell. Maybe I'm going to draw that. I'll do another person here. We'll do somebody else who's, I'm going to try to draw there. Okay. Yeah. There's a jump. It didn't start off that way, but it turned out to be that way. So, the draw tool, very, very super simple. And the really cool thing about the draw tool is I can actually make him disappear. I can actually draw a little series of activities and open it up and it would be there. So if I wanted to save that, I could potentially, but I'm going to my screen is a little bit there. I don't need it, so I'm going to just delete it. I just wanted to show you that exists. There's a text tool as well, and you can enter any info here. Class is on break for 10 minutes, right? So, I spelled it wrong, so I can change that here. So here we go, class is on break. So you might be in a virtual class and you have that 10-minute break, right? So your students might be running off to grab a coffee and they come back into the virtual room and they're like, oh my goodness, what's happening? Well, you can just have this little message on the screen in front of everybody so that the students can see, okay, we're on a break, all right. And I can actually put in a stopwatch if I wanted to, but I'll put the clock. Maybe I want to say we'll be back at a certain time. So there's a clock widget. There's a timer widget, there's a stoplight widget, there's a calendar widget. The stoplight widget, I'll come to that, I'll talk about that right now really quickly, is a really useful tool, especially if you have students, you're trying to encourage some impromptu speaking and maybe you give them 2 minutes. where they need to speak about a certain topic, just to encourage the development of fluency or whatever your learning objective is. You can use the green light, the yellow light, and the red light. Really great Toastmasters practice, by the way, but it's a really fun, useful tool. Again, if the student's doing a 5 to 7 minute speech, you might have the green light come on at the beginning, the yellow light when they've got 2 minutes left, and the red light when they're coming up to the end of their time. It's a really good visual cue, and it's right there. And again, it's one of those tools that are available and are free for you to use. So there's the, and yes, to move any of these around the screen, you just click inside the box. It opens up the sizing handles and the little handle to move things around. I know there's a technical name for it. I just call it the mover thing. And that's my word for it. My colleagues at Learn IT to Teach would be like, oh, you don't know any of these technical terms. I was like, nope, English teacher, not HTML code writer. But anyway, so you can just click in the middle of it and draggy it around like so. There is a settings option up there at the very top. And again, I can do the same thing. I always had the calendar open on mine. So let me just show you what that looks like. Open up the calendar. I can, maybe that's a bit too big. Maybe I just need to show the date, and I can do that as well. So again, timer tools, stopwatch tool, all of these tools available for you like right away, right now. You don't even have to sign up. So again, really cool. So let me just show you one other really great thing. I'm just gonna draw your attention to the bottom of the tray that you can see at the right here. You'll notice a little number that just indicates to me what tools I have open. So I've got the media open. I've got my text tool open. I've got one of these. I've got one clock. If I open up 2, there's going to be 2. I don't need 2, so I'm going to exit out of that and go like so. I don't need that anymore, so I'm just going to exit it. And that's it. So what, again, if I'm teaching a virtual classroom, I want as much real estate on my shared screen as possible. There's a tiny little drop-down menu. I can hide that navigation bar, giving me more space. So I can even make it even bigger by expanding it like so. Fantastic. And on the far right-hand corner, there is a settings option wheel. So if I click on that, I can actually name the screen if I like, and I can actually download everything that I've done as a PNG at the end of the day. Maybe I've got some really great ideas written down, or some video resources, or whatever it is that we've put on the screen as a class, and I want to save it because it's just so amazing. I can do that. Or you can just take a screenshot, right? You can download or take a screenshot. I think teachers have figured out how to do screenshots, which is really useful. So that's what you can do here. Give it a name, give it a description, and close out of there. Okay, so I've lost my mouse. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to close out of there. Now I'm going to take you to the home screen really quickly and show you what you can see here. The home screen gives you a few other options. You can add a poll. Now I'm going to open the poll just to show you the basic features. Maybe it's a true false. All right, I'm going to just ready. What did you think of today's lesson? Now that doesn't really lend itself to a true false question, but maybe you could say, Jen is the most awesome teacher ever. True or false? And then true. There we go. Oh, we got a couple falses. Okay. Oh, well, two more falses than trues. Now, the thing is with this particular widget is that only the teacher can input the data here. Now, for the paid version, you could give a code and the students could input it, kind of like a Mentimeter or a Slido or something like that. So I am just going to pause and go back to the top. Other things you can do here really quickly, there is a group maker option. I'm going to click on open and show you how to do that. My names are already in here. Just cut and paste, add a group. Maybe I want groups of 3 or groups of 4. I'm just going to click on a group of, I'll do a group of 3, create groups. And my groups are created. I can move them around. Maybe I want to put Barney here, Selma here, Marge here, and then share that screen with my students. Again, that's on your group maker page. And that's it. There are so many great features on classroomscreen.com. I totally recommend going in there and giving it a try and letting us know what did you do with classroomscreen.com. So back to you, Leah.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your wonderful insights on classroomscreen.com. It looks like a really fun and useful tool. I can't wait to give it a try. The TESL Exchange video series promises to deliver more education to you in bite-sized videos from ELT professionals regularly. So if you liked our video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you would like to contribute an educational video, make sure to check the link provided in the information box below for all the details of the TESL Exchange video series. Till next time, goodbye.